Hello. This session, we are going to talk about how to add one contact to your contacts or edit them. Actually, as you remember, we can use the library of contacts service and show all of our contacts and read them in our application, and also add all details to the application and use them in our program. But today, we want to add one contact to our contacts. In order to add a contact to our contacts, what should we do? We are again using the library of the contact service that previously we talked about it. We enter here, we create a class. It is better that we should set a button here so that by pressing that we can add to our contacts. I come here, and for the body of the scaffold, I create a center for it. So I create a center for the body of the scaffold. Inside the child of that center, I place a text. And the text is add contacts, for example. What should I do now? I say that when the user clicks on this one, or when actually unpresses this button, it would be better if I put the child of this as material button. So I type it here, material button. And the child of material button is a text. And we ask the application when this material button is pressed, one contact is added to our contacts. Well, I come to the top, I create a class with name contacts. So it is a contact type class, and it's an object actually, and I name it contacts. It is equal contacts. And there is an object named postal address. Well, what is postal address? I will describe it in the codes that when we are writing. So I create a postal address. It equals postal address. And it asks us for a label. We can, for example, set label, city, postcode, all of the information related to address that we can add here. What are these? If I enter here and want to add a contact to my contacts, as you know, here you see the name section. In that we can say first name, last name, middle name, suffix, phone, and etc. Yeah, you can add suffix, prefix, and all the information about name. We can enter all of them inside the code too, but I want to show them inside the postal code here. This is the phone, this is the mobile, this is the fax. Let me take this one down. Yeah. Here it has middle name, first name, mid name, company, title. It has address. Look at here, the address you see here This is the actually label of the postal address. And here is the address. This is the object that we created here. You are going to understand what I mean inside the codes. And we set the label as home. I close it, and I'm going to use these objects here. We say when the user unpresses contacts that given name is retrieved. I will write this given name so that you can easily understand during writing the codes what is the meaning of given name here. Contacts dot given name, then I use contacts dot middle name so that you can easily understand what I mean during the writing of the codes. After this, we're going to enter our contacts and we will see what did we mean by the middle name. And then I write contacts dot prefix and it equals prefix. I copy it and paste it here. We have other things, and for example, I want to place contacts.family name. And I set the family name as family name so that you can find it easily here. We have, for example, contacts.suffix equals suffix and we can have contacts.phone. Look at here. There is a list of items here when you are pressing phones. And I create an arrangement here and I enter an item from the contacts. This item has a label and the label is mobile, actually the mobile of the person, and it has a value and the value is the phone number of the person. For example, this is the phone number. And then I continue. I write contacts.emails. Email is also just like the phone. It means that we should create an arrangement for it and then we should have an item for it. And the item that we select has a label. And the title is work. And work actually can be an work email. And the value is an email address. I write a default email here. This email is completely default. And we can enter different things here. I added only that things that they're not familiar for you. For example, let's look at here. We can create an address. Look at the addresses here. We filled the contacts completely. Now we have to fill the address completely. We have to go a few lines down. For the address, we can place, for example, a street, and a street equals a street street 4, for example, Jordan, GUR, for example. And let's look at the other things. We can add, for example, country. For example, the country is X. For example, we can use address, city, postcode. All of them are the same. For example, I enter X, Y, Z here. After entering the address, we have to place address inside the contact. It means that I should write contacts.add contacts.postal address, and here we should enter our address here. It means that actually we placed address inside the contacts. Okay, that's correct. Okay. It has an error here for us. Yes. We should write contacts.postal address equals the address we have entered there, but we should place them inside an arrangement. So I can copy it and place it here and write, for example, address 2, and instead of home, I can write, for example, work. And address 2 is copied just like that, and I paste it here. So this is address 2. For example, I write a street 434, something like that. And here I add the second address, address 2. After doing this, I say, or I ask the application, contact service dot add contacts, and I add the contacts we have here. Now we get a build from the application. I enter my own project. Actually, the project that we talked about it last session. And I hot restart the application. After hot restarting, it should show us a button named Add Contact. And when we are pressing Add Contact, it should ask us the information about the contact and then add it to our contacts. So look at here. I press Add Contact. It should have added now. I press Home and I enter the contacts. As you see, the contact is added to our contacts. If I go on it now, you can easily see that what is given name here, what is prefix, and other information. Prefix comes before the name. middle name is the one that it is in the middle. This is the phone number, and we enter the phone like this. This is the street, and if we press CR, this address is the first address that is shown like it here. This is the second address that it is under that. And it shows us whatever addresses we entered under each other. Yeah. By clicking on the address, it enters the Google map and brings the exact location of the address. Yeah. It does not have any other information here. If we wanted to show email to us, if I click on phone, it might show it to me. But it sends message. Let me return. And then enter my contacts again. It should enter the email too. Yes, email is entered. It is from the work type. I hope you've enjoyed this session too. Goodbye until next session.